2026 is going to be a fiery year, which means that the quality of this year in your life is going to depend on your relationship with the element. And fire, of course, can do one of two things. It has the power to burn and destroy, or to ignite something powerfully and lead to expansion. We often play with fire and we don't actually treat it as the sacred resource that it is, because what this comes down to in the individual is the inner flame, that sacred life force energy which goes into every single thing that we do, how we interact with the world, and allow ourselves to experience our own energy. And in 2026, all of the inner chaos that we may still be experiencing is going to transpire because of this fiery energy as external chaos. Meanwhile, internal harmony is going to become our greatest gift and superpower. Learning to tend to the inner flame is going to allow you to experience any change in your outer reality effortlessly, coming from a place of your own consciousness. Everything that's going to be transpiring is going to reveal to you where you're still disconnected and where you need to allow yourself to merge as a vessel of consciousness to bring about whatever changes you're still seeking. And so in order to navigate this year most efficiently and powerfully, there are 5 major principles that you can apply to allow yourself to command this intentional force from your inner world. The first of which is participation. The force of participation is what allows you to recognize that you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are quite literally the entire ocean in a drop. To participate in reality is to know, first of all, that your dedication to this experience is what allows you to feel connected to it. And this isn't just participation in the external reality through what you may want to achieve and create and experience. To participate fully in life is to be enmeshed in your own inner experience. That is to feel yourself fully, to pay attention to all of your thought forms, your emotions, to feel where desires and where your inner experience is rippling and causing you to experience what you do in the outer world. And to then seek, what is it within you that wants to participate even more intentionally in the outer world? From there, you're going to be able to discern much more wisely, what is it that you really want based on who it is that you really are. In 2026, that fire energy is going to naturally be burning down certain illusions, expectations, conditions, and even outdated desires if they were built on parts of you that you have already outgrown. So really feel into, how is it that you're choosing to participate in reality based on participating the most in the experience of yourself as a conscious being, as an observer, as a witness of possibility, and as one who is energetic in nature. From that position, you're going to feel like your energy naturally wants to participate in life in certain ways. And you, as an observer of that tendency, just need to allow that alignment to be birthed. The choice to participate will allow you to create the following condition, or the second principle of a truly conscious relationship to yourself in the fiery year of 2026. That is inner peace. Inner peace is emerging as a higher level goal in our collective experience, because it's peace that can't be achieved through any kind of summation of variables that you acquire. Inner peace is what's left at the end of the day when you are fully embodied in your own experience, in what you're feeling, in who you are on the deepest level, and in the energetic value of what you've created for yourself. Inner peace can be attained only if we allow ourselves to be stripped of everything that we know is creating that distraction and obstructing us from really experiencing who we are at the deepest level. And so in 2026, what you might be experiencing is a lot more friction with people and different situations and even variables that you might have created for yourself if they don't allow you to experience this quality of inner peace. So to put this to the test, you can ask yourself, would I be able to experience a lighter, freer, more authentic version of myself if I let go of this particular enmeshment, situation, or potentially even relationship in my life? If the answer to that is yes, very likely your inner self is voicing the need for you to disconnect or to change a particular relationship in order to attain a deeper quality of inner peace. To create a condition of inner peace that's lasting, you need to feel into what conditions do you need to create in your inner world to always feel truthful to yourself, to be able to represent your own best interests, which likely involve you really listening to your soul's intentions and choosing from there. That might involve setting deeper boundaries, embodying more self-respect, learning to honor what it is that you really need at the deepest level. No one else can create that inner peace but you. And that takes us to factor number 3. Inner peace also requires that you are radically honest with yourself. And that honesty is moving us into a condition of transparency that's going to be vital in this new year. Because the only way that we can really know ourselves and allow our lives to be created authentically is if we allow there to be this honest relationship between us and the world. And when I say radical honesty, what I also mean is that you allow yourself to really have a dialogue in your inner world and be able to discern. Are you really pursuing life based on your own perspectives, your own desires and choices? Or might you still be entangled with many other factors, opinions, and perspectives that might have clouded your judgment in the past? Are you really sure that the way you're interacting with the world around you is the way that your inner child would, and the way that your soul wants you to exemplify optimal openness, transparency, and freedom? If you feel like there are other factors getting in the way of you being radically honest, well, that's what it's important to now be completely honest and truthful with yourself about. What is it that might still be creating personal limitation? A fear around you expressing your truth and letting yourself feel permeable to the inner and outer realities. Whatever might be getting in the way of this is what you need to challenge yourself to now really look into the eyes of and address that head on. Because anything that you aren't being honest with yourself about in the first place is going to create even more tension and friction in 2026. The next key principle to mastering your internal state of stability is choosing devotion over simply discipline when it comes down to how you're using your energy in order to achieve movement going forward. In this year of the fire horse, there's going to be a strong desire for many to start on new things, to finally get the momentum going, and to devote oneself to what is going to be most desired. However, the force of discipline to simply manifest something or to create a desired outcome doesn't necessarily create the kind of coherence that is necessary to lead to sustainable change. What's important to feel into is the difference between you doing something wholeheartedly in a way that aligns your mind, body, and spirit and allows you to devote yourself to that undertaking with love and passion and dedication that comes from a place of inner peace, versus doing something with force through the egoic desire to achieve it just because you want the end result, as devotion is going to be the energy that allows you to bring things to fruition much more easily and with the least resistance in this year. What that also means is that anywhere where you have been falsely connected to goals that don't actually align with your soul's purpose might be illuminated as a source of your own deeper resistance. Where your mind has been wanting you to pursue something but your body and heart might have been lagging behind, could start to become a bifurcation point, showing you where you are split in your intentions and where you haven't actually been allowing yourself to choose love for both yourself and a certain goal that you're creating for the future. What's going to be most rewarded is a more altruistic effort, where you are choosing lovingly to create something for yourself through passion that also will end up sharing love and letting it ripple into the collective. Anything that is connected to with love is going to be something that you can achieve with a lot more devotion. And that devotion typically is something in service to self and in service to others at the same time. And so see if you can create any new intentions that allow you to challenge that resistance within yourself. If you're still keeping yourself to a certain comfort zone, or only allowing yourself to see through the eyes of where you have already been choosing something in your past. What's going to feel much more in alignment now is enhancing a goal, stepping outside of your normal range of capacity and allowing yourself to achieve more by devoting yourself to something you are even more fiercely passionate about. See what it is that your deeper life force energy wants you to achieve if you let yourself match its capability. And many of us don't realize just how charged our own potential is if we let ourselves fall in love with our own inner fire and see how that fire ultimately wants to create more love and more unity on a collective level, if only we allow ourselves to align with it. And finally, the overarching principle of energetic alignment in this year comes down to frequency responsibility. Our ability to be dedicated to what we represent on an energetic level, because all of these other outcomes, our state of being, our alignment on an external level, our relationships, our health, our state of success or our scarcity, are all results of our internal frequency. If you choose to neglect your own internal frequency state, you're going to feel like reality is showing you that frequency in a way that is extremely disconcerting. You might feel like you are not in control of reality at all, because if your frequency is something that you aren't paying attention to, it might feel like you are living in a disparate relationship to reality as a whole. But that's only until you come to really see you are responsible for this. And you are now responsible for consistently attributing what you experience to your own frequency. That means that your thought forms, your emotional state, your internal dialogue, all of these variables that are typically very subtle in nature need to be prioritized as the precursor to your life as you know it. Everything that you internally experience needs to be processed and allowed to boost you in awareness, in desire to continue progressing in certain ways, and in your quality of understanding who you really are, which altogether will continue to raise your frequency and support your conscious expansion in this new year. If, however, you create this kind of a buffer zone between you and deeper understanding about what you're going through and why it is that you're subjected to the experiences that you are, you're going to feel like your frequency continues to lower. You might start to feel disappointed about what it is that you are experiencing or why certain things aren't happening to you, which puts you in an even more downward spiraling movement of adverse intentions. Because as soon as you diminish the power of your own consciousness in this entire equation, you stop feeling that your frequency is up to you. The most important thing to start to feel in alignment with this principle is to learn energetic attunement. That's the ability to be present with yourself and really identify how are you energetically relating to reality and yourself in any given moment. So when you, for instance, catch yourself in a peak experience of disappointment or stress or pressure of any sort, to be able to sit yourself down and really have a moment of deep inner communion, letting yourself experience what it is that's happening to you, why you feel that way about it, what went into that experience, and what it is that you are emitting as a signature energetic state because of all these variables in your life. At that point, it becomes obvious that even though you might have incurred certain challenges, what you can do about that is tip the scale in favor of realignment and now choosing to make the most out of anything that you have gone through and to devote yourself to that inner devotion, peace, alignment with your higher values, and ultimately a goal that allows you to achieve any kind of transcendence that you want to. With that kind of goal and value system in mind, you're going to feel like you are being boosted by the invisible hand of the universe, as all of that fiery energy will ignite in you the ability to conquer the inconquerable, to let yourself set in motion everything that you have been dwelling on as a possibility, and to ultimately ignite everything that needs to be so that you can feel empowered, and transcend any elements of victim consciousness that still need to be. However, to make this happen, you first need to create this internal declaration that you're actually going to make the most of your quality as a human being, what makes you most alive, and what allows you to experience your connection to this world. If you feel any kind of disempowerment moving into this new year, this is your opportunity to really remember that is something that can change as soon as you realize you're here for the holy cause of transmutation. You're here to alchemically burn through everything that is still stored in you as generational trauma, as this victimhood, as a perceived weakness. Because as soon as you let yourself realign with those variables within yourself, the timeline that you can experience allows you to completely shift in a way that is beyond the capabilities of your mind. Right now, we have a really powerful opportunity upon us to take this cosmic energy that is already enveloping us collectively and to put it to great use by recognizing that it's our time to shift anything that we feel needs to be so that we create the most alignment and coherence in our lives, so that we stop stalling the effort of healing, transmutation, transformation, or creation and putting that burden on somebody else, when really we're the ones that need to allow that change to happen through us. And so if you're feeling that calling already, I suggest you to ignite whatever it is within you that feels most alive right now and to move in that direction. Because the only thing that can create an adverse outcome in 2026 is simply choosing to ignore what already has been ignited within you. The consequence to doing that will be clear, because we only can move forward in alignment if we actually choose to address what hasn't been creating that alignment all along. And for many of us, it's simply the stage of waiting, stagnating, and choosing to think that the universe will answer our prayers instead of us actually becoming the intermediary. So I wish you a potent time of recalibration, alignment, and movement forward to make the most use of this fire, and to remember that your internalization of that force is always up to you. And right now, that energy is going to be on your side.